pretending like I'm a host or producer or I don't know. I just enjoy this kind of stuff. All right, Julie. So this is you're actually our first or my first guest on a teacher MaCES podcast. All right. So Mr. Duran suggested that I interview teachers and just to get a feel how you guys are doing. Trust me, I'm pretty sure you got a lot to say about that, right? I mean, coming back, dealing with one student. So tell us about that. Talk about that.
So I have two homerooms, and each just has one student. So I have one girl one day and one boy the second day, and that is it. So it's awkward, to say the least. And also, mine are ninth graders, so I don't know them at all. I haven't had them. This is my first time with them. So I don't have any prior experience with them or know their personalities very
Have they
well.
started to warm up to you as far as like opening up and just asking?
Yeah, they ask questions, and my boys really got interested. I had two boys a couple days ago, and they really got interested in astronomy. And
Oh,
so
that's
they were
cool.
asking me a ton. I put these new beautiful posters up of places around our solar system and the universe, and they were asking me like a million questions
Right.
about it.
Science is so easy sometimes. You could just hook them with a quick video. I mean, just basic science knowledge blows some of these kids away. As far as like basic knowledge, right? Which is the whole point of us trying to get them interested in the science, right? At least that's what I try to do.
It's what we try.
What we try. So another thing we wanted to talk about is a lot of kids, especially seniors, they're going off into college, and a lot of times they don't get that opportunity to get firsthand feedback or knowledge as far as the college that they would like to go to. So obviously UCLA. I understand you are a UCLA Bruin
Let
fan,
me check.
sort of, kind of.
My room is blue and gold, and only has like a life-size Joe Bruin in
There
the
you
corner.
go.
But
And you are probably the biggest UCLA fan that I know of. I mean, I hear you talk sports. I hear you. I don't even jump into the conversation when when you start talking basketball. I know you're a season ticket holder, to the basketball
and football.
and football. Whoa. Okay.
I'm a double season ticket holder.
There you go. I mean, so you hear there's like a little rivalry here on campus about USC, UCLA.
Is there a rivalry? I don't really see it as much of one.
There you go. We'll talk about that one later. But as far as your experience on campus at UCLA, for a lot of students, obviously they have to go experience it for themselves. Hopefully they will. So what's that like?
UCLA was my dream school. I didn't want to go anywhere else. I applied to 3 schools coming out of high school. One was UCLA. I had a backup at San Diego State in case I didn't get into UCLA. And then I applied to Cal because that's my family school. My mom, my sister, my niece.
And that's close to where you live,
brother-in-law.
right?
Yeah, it's closer.
Closer, yeah.
Yeah. And so those were the only 3 places I applied. And I only applied to Cal so I could say, look, I got in and now I'm not going.
Nice.
And so my cousin went to UCLA for a MBA program and Master's of Business. And that was, when I went there, I'm like, this is it, so I'm going to go. And they were like, it's so far. Because it's like 4 hours away from my parents. They didn't really want me to go that far, but one daughter moved to Mexico City, so they really can't complain about LA. So I was set and going to UCLA, moving into the dorms, and going to a school that was at that time 3 times bigger than my hometown.
Wow.
But I wanted that. UCLA is the school you go to if you want that full college experience. I had to have a school that had a football team.
Nice.
That had a basketball team, because that's been my whole life. I've been raised in sports, so people don't really don't look at me and go, oh, she's like a sports fanatic. But I was in the womb going to 49er games with my mom. They had season tickets for 49ers before I was born. We went to Cal Bear games for football. My brother-in-law was the goalie on the soccer team at Cal. My dad played softball when I was growing up. I did Little League announcing when I was in high school. I was a baseball announcer.
Yeah, you were going to take my job as a football announcer. That's
Yeah,
right. I heard about that.
I will next year.
Eventually. All right, cool.
Next
I
year.
get a break. I'll probably still be on the sideline.
You can do the behind the scenes.
Yeah. That's cool.
And then in high school, I took stats for football, basketball, baseball. So I was with the teams always. So I wanted that full experience. I want to go to games. I want to tailgate.
There you go. Hey,
I
so
wanna
that's
sleep.
what kids really need to go see for themselves,
Yeah,
right?
and
And you've taken kids to see games. I think you have,
I've
right?
taken them to football. I've taken them to basketball, gymnastics, and I think we went to volleyball once. I took kids to volleyball. So because I go to every sport. I
There you
mean,
go.
I've been to everything.
And how many have you influenced to go to UCLA?
This year's like a big year. Like there's at least 2, if not 3, going to UCLA this year.
So you don't think the USC alumni are doing what they should be doing in terms of here at school? You think they think they do enough to influence students to go to USC?
No, there's definitely the USC ones, but it's because they influence them with that scholarship. But money can't buy class.
Ooh, Julie, you're gonna go there. You know this is being recorded, right? This
Oh
is,
yeah.
Julie.
Don't make me go there.
Okay. Well, all right. So we're gonna give, and the whole point of this is we're gonna give USC alumni staff to go ahead and give their take on USC, and then also how they can influence students. And this is also for students, right? All right. So there you have it. If you're a big time sports fan, all
and
right.
you want just to live in the dorms. Like I lived in the dorms and right away got involved.
Right.
I didn't know my roommate. I had one roommate that was from totally different area from me. And I got involved right away in student government. So I was part of the floor,
Right.
organizing, the officers on my floor, getting
Right.
involved and getting to know the kids. And then I'm also a huge music fan. So I got involved in the music business when I was at UCLA. And I was the concert director at UCLA. So I booked all the free concerts for the kids at lunchtime and nighttime. And then I worked at a record company.
Wow, so much
Promoting.
to be able to experience, right? If you're that type that wants to get in there and do something, right?
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to ask is, I heard this one. I actually had a friend. Unfortunately, he just passed away. Believe it or not, he played for UCLA. Name's Kevin Williams. Unfortunately, he passed. High school buddy of mine, and he actually played with guys that went off to go play for the NBA. So you never know who you're going to be sitting in class with, right?
No.
You could be sitting in a class with some future, athletes, even stars. Who knows? People send their kids.
And
Did you, by any chance, I don't know, brush elbows with, future NBA or NFL or superstars like that?
I went to high school with this one kid that played with, we had one of our rival schools or in our league, Central Catholic, and one of the baseball players, he was actually a 3-sport player in high school, and he came to UCLA to play baseball. And I randomly was like walking to class and just like,
Hey,
Chris.
Julie.
I was like, Chris. And so like just got talking to him. He was already a junior. He was a couple years ahead of me. But we just happened to have the same class. We just started talking, and he was on the baseball team. So his parents would pick me up because the baseball stadium wasn't close to the campus, so they'd pick me up, take me. And he was only there that 1 year, and then he got drafted by the Angels.
There you go.
So he's in the
See,
Angels
that's what
organization.
I'm saying.
I'll tell you the big connection I made, because
There
I was
you
in the
go.
music business.
Uh-oh.
So I met all kinds of bands
Mm-hmm.
and things in college. I was involved with lots of that. My senior year, I met the head of Golden Voice, the guy who started Coachella.
Oh.
It was my concert director year, and so I've known him.
So
for,
you could have been running Coachella? Is that
I've
was
been
that
to Coachella a ton of times.
So you could have been, had you like, hey.
Oh, I still haven't. He owes me for things. So
Darn,
I've
look
done
at
many
that.
favors. So Paul Tollett still owes me favors for
Oh,
Coachella.
wow.
So
And
if I
there it is.
make a call, like Paul, I need
Yo, any tickets?
to. No, did too
No?
many years. Did too many years.
Oh,
And
okay.
see, okay, I never went as a I never bought tickets, so I don't know how to buy tickets and
Right.
and go to concerts. I never buy tickets. I never bought tickets
Man.
for concerts. That's when you work in the business, you never pay
See,
for tickets.
that's what I'm saying. They talk about college being about, connections, network, and all
all
that
about
stuff.
connections.
But the type of school, too, that you go to, if it's a bigger school,
If it's a
you're
bigger
gonna,
school,
oh,
you
man, you
you-
never know.
And in a big city too. In a big
Right,
city with
right.
lots of you make lots more connections than you.
Well, I'm telling you, I think you sold, hopefully, you sell a lot of kids on choosing a school that has a lot of opportunity. That's what I'm going to leave it there. I'm not saying UCLA, I'm not saying USC, but a school
but
that
I
has a
am, it's
lot of.
okay.
You could say that. I'll let you tell that. All right, Julie, I think I'm going to leave it at that. I just wanted to test this out. This is our first, and I'm going to be interviewing teachers, coaches, and stuff like that. So how'd you like it? What'd you think about this? It's a mess. I know it's a hot mess.
It's just, awkward talking about yourself.
No, it's not. We're teachers. We do this for a living. We talk. Well, we teach, obviously.